Should be doing a little bit better now. Okay, we in the green now. Alright, y'all should be able to hear me a little bit. I just gotta pay attention to this meter. Now we back in the yellow. Alright, so we in the green now. Alright, well, we'll figure it out. Alright, always gotta build the plane as we go. But hopefully some of you guys are in the room. What's going on, Toya? Okay, I can see the room now. Alright. And it says we got excellent connection. Okay, yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Rise and shine. Let's get on the grind. So yeah, I wanted to go over, man. I've been going through some stuff lately. Y'all hit the like button. I wanted to go over the Kings of Comedy Vice interview because I didn't get a chance to see it. And yeah, you know, Vice struck your boy. Then I went over hold on, give me 1 second. Then I went over Donald Trump and hold on. Okay, this is old. Okay, yeah. Then I went over Donald Trump on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan struck your boy. You know what I'm saying? Joe Rogan got my ass up out of there. You know, so I'm like, alright, well, we did Candace on the last show. We went over Shannon Sharp. Shout outs to Shannon Sharp. You know, so, you know, I guess we're okay, you know. We're gonna go over the BET Black Men Summit. You know, I don't know. Well, I do know why. Hold on. No, I don't want my notifications on. Alright. So it seems like we're doing good. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why people are now all of a sudden coming out with black male discipline content. You know, I don't like that. And Black America, urban culture and pop culture and stuff like that have stolen so much from these spaces. You know, that it's like, why don't y'all talk to the people that's actually and have actually put in the work in these spaces to speak or to at least put their input on it. They're acting like black men are the only men that aren't voting and that and just not simply straight up interested. You know? What's going on, Auntie? We got the heavy hitters in the house tonight, man. Shouts to my brother Auntie in the building, man. Yeah, man. So I don't like how they do shit like that. I really don't like how they try to make us the face of weed. I don't like. There's a lot of little goofball stuff that's going on this election year. I just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you got DL Hughley out there. What's going on, D-Mac? All right, everybody in the building, man. See, and then you got Lex, and then that's another thing. Then you got fools repeating the same shit. How are black men too lazy to vote? Yeah, absolutely, Auntie, man. You know, I've been putting in that paint, man. You know, gotta hit the ground running, make up for lost times. But look, you got a lot of people. That shit is working, man. That shit is working. That Lizzo shit. And the you know, bringing out Obama, it's worked on a couple of Negroes. I've seen a lot of Negroes, you know, just regurgitate the shit, and it's like, bro, so you fell for it, huh? They got you too, huh? Like, honestly, you would think if something doesn't work, they would stop, even though that's not necessarily true. But, oh man, I guess it's working because, you know, I started to see a lot of women going around trying to check brothers on not voting for Kamala. And listen, what I'm about to show you, because I haven't seen it, but what I'm about to explain and show you, because it's more the same of what we've been talking about, this is how keenly we've been covering this, is that it's like this, y'all. How are black men too lazy to get up to go vote, yet for some reason we're getting shamed because people know who we're voting for, or who we would vote for, or who we're feeling more in this election, and who, if we do go vote, who it would be for. So that lets you know we're not lazy. But every year they come out with some type of insulting bullshit towards black men. Get your booty to the poll. Oh wow, now we're throwing ballots in the strip club. Nobody takes shit seriously. No voting, no vucking. Okay, so if you a gay black man, here's Saucy Santana for you. And if you a straight one, here goes Trina. And both of them are telling you you can't get no pussy unless you vote. Boy, I tell you, they got this shit down to a science. I can't even tell you how bad I can go deep into this. You know? Niggas will do anything for a fucking ribbon. They will do anything for a goddamn ribbon. What's going on, Shinobi? Right, Auntie. The niggas will do anything for a ribbon. Anything for a ribbon. And I gotta show you this too, because I told you the gay black men, they're not voting for Kamala, which is crazy because she's supposed to be the LGBT voters block. But I picked up on it a minute ago. I'm like, okay, bad enough when they send black men onto the TV or whatever, or put them in front of the camera. They always send these zesty dudes to fucking represent us. But now you got a bunch of zesty dudes right along with the white women and the white man. As soon as she brought out Obama to chastise us, oh man, it was over. It was over. It was like red belly piranhas. Like they smelled blood in the water. Shout outs to Bronze Flat Power God in the building, man. Y'all hit the like button on the way in. Support the show. We're gonna have a good show, y'all. So this shit got me off my kilter. This shit got me off my rocker. You know? So I want to see what people are going to say about it. If you already watched shows and if anybody already covered it, heard about it. Wanted to show y'all the Kings of Comedy thing. They knocked me out of the park for that. So, but now we got Candace, going in. It was bad enough. I told y'all, I think Candace might be running for president one day, y'all. Alright, but let's get on this DL Hughley. Man, get real about what matters. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And who are you talking to? Like, all the people in DL Hughley's generation are long and grown. Yeah, as a kid when I came up, I was watching the Kings of Comedy. But DL Hughley ain't talking to me. That's Gen X. Chris Rock, Gen X. I mean, it is millennial also, but that's Gen X. We can say the millennial comedians are the Vine kids. Or you can say some of them are millennial, but let's keep it 100. All right, let's get into this. I don't know why I keep copying and pasting shit when I could just...
Dear black men, every time a presidential election rolls around, they're telling you that this is the most consequential election in generations. This time for us, it may act...
Look, he talking to a whole bunch of older niggas. This nigga got silver cornrows. This nigga got silver cornrows. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. It's gonna be one of them shows, man. Y'all gonna want to stick around for this. This nigga got silver Shamar Moore cornrows. What? What? Shit. What the the hell are we gonna be watching? All right, let's go, y'all. We in this together.
Actually be true. When was the last time America asked black men what we wanted? And I know what it's like to not be asked what you want. I'm married to a black woman. But I promise you, it's not a trick question. Tonight, we're going to explore the issues that matter to us. Now, whether you support Kamala, ride with Trump, or plan to stay home, let's have a real conversation among us, black men, about what's really at stake in this election. This is the BET Black Men Summit. Let's get to it.
Black men, as you know, are closely watched voting.
And in a minute, too, I'm about to start getting tired of them selling us this slave narrative. We gotta modernize, man. In a minute, I'm about to get tired of niggas selling us this slave narrative. This shit is insulting. Let me tell you how you thwart knowledge, because black people are some of the most smartest people in the world. You just build a world where it insinuates that it doesn't matter anymore. At least to a certain demographic of people. See, that's control. When you get to control people's reality. Let's get it.
I'm speaking to them directly.
On a major party ticket as a DEI hire.
I didn't know she was black.
But polling shows that some black men are considering voting for Donald Trump.
Black men are like any other voting group. You gotta earn their vote.
Tonight, with the future of America on the ballot, BET is bringing together an extraordinary group of black men to elevate their voices for real talk about the issues they say are most important in this election. The state of the economy, economic opportunity, reproductive rights, protecting our communities, and Vice President Kamala Harris's record as a prosecutor, and more. This is the BET Black Men Summit. Here is DL Hughley.
Thank you. We are just days away from a razor-close presidential election. So tonight, in this room full of black men, we're going to ask tough questions about the economy, immigration, protecting our communities, and much, much more. With me on the stage, we have civil rights attorney and my frat brother, Ben Crump, is here. We have activist, doctor and activist Wes Bellamy. He's also here. And actor and activist Michael Ealy. Now, of course, there's been a lot of talk about VP Harris's record when she was a prosecutor in California. Specifically, people who said she locked up thousands of black men. And to tell you the truth, and full disclosure, I fell for that one. And I had a meeting with the vice president. She asked me to do something simple, which is to actually look at her record. And I looked, and she was in fact not what I imagined or professed. And I think that I felt like a lot of young black men felt, and you see these systems and these agencies just running roughshod over black men, and you can't believe that anybody who represented that agency would be any different. That's not to make an excuse. Obviously, I should have done my research. And by the way, research isn't doing things to edify your perspective. Research is about challenging what you believe.
Exactly.
It's not about that.
Exactly.
That's not true.
So we're gonna check out that perception in a minute, whether it's still out there. And we send, of course, Vic Mensa to North Carolina to find out just that. Let's roll the tape.
Peace, y'all. This is Vic Mensa. You know me from Chicago, but I'm here in Charlotte, in the swing state of North Carolina, to speak to black men about the issues that are important to us in this election. Let's go.
Oh, boy. Do y'all even remember Vic Mensa?
Reasons that some black men have an aversion to supporting Kamala Harris.
A lot of misinformation. You have, the things that was done, track record in California. A lot of people have ran with that.
Harris has a track record of doing certain things to black men or just the black community as a whole, but so does Donald Trump.
Oh my God, here we go.
Once again, I'm up in the air.
Here we go.
What misinformation have you heard?
Knew we gonna hear his name.
this current election and candidates?
When it comes to Kamala Harris, they say we're not going to vote for her. But one of the reasons they say they won't vote for her is because she threw thousands of black men in jail for, marijuana cases.
How we consume information now is more so in a bite-sized way. So a lot of times you get the sensationalization of what they put out there first, and people just hold on to that and don't necessarily do the research.
Like, if you just do the research, it's far from the truth. I mean, you have a phone, you can Google it.
Do you think there are unfair judgments that black men are uneducated with their votes?
You say uneducated?
I don't even know why they ask these stupid ass questions. Do you think that black men are like a child in like the political party? Like, you ever had somebody ask you a question, but in the question because the answer is always in the question. Like mid question, you're like, oh, you're assuming that. You're not asking me that. You're assuming that. That's why you're asking. You've already made up your mind. You feel that way. But you're asking me that as a back end of confirmation. Got you.
I'll say to a degree.
Backhanded.
Yeah, man, to a degree. But I would say uninterested would even be better, though.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right, Vic, thank you for that.
This is why you need to talk to people that actually put in the work. We're interested. We're super interested. Black men are definitely interested in it. It's just that y'all don't. It ain't shit to do. Like it's voting for two heads on the same snake. But it's not even that. It's being told to, hey, vote for this snake. We still don't know what the hell we getting, and a business loan for a messed up economy that was created by the Democrats too doesn't help. The housing market is fucked up. Getting $25K towards a house when there's individual programs and stuff that you can apply for to get that same deal, if not better, in a housing market that's sky high. That don't help neither. Giving us weed don't even help. You gonna need some weed after you realize none of the shit they offering you don't help. Now this would be a perfect time to plug my bro's company, but I'm still working on his commercial. Shout outs to my brother LT Man in Chicago. You know, y'all go to hempforfitness.com. That's hempforfitness.com. And go get you a fresh bag of za. If that's your thing. You know where to go get it. You don't need Kamala to give it to you. You want weed? You want weed? The same thing she sent niggas to jail for. Look at Kamala. She needs some weed. So, what the hell is this? And a whole bunch of grown men showed up to this. And every single one of these dudes in here probably knows Kevin Samuels. Not saying that you should be red-pilled when you show up to places like this, but you should at least, some should have woke you up. All the people that y'all watch copy us, you still didn't learn from them? Damn, I know you can't learn from the original, but if you can't even learn from the copy. Like, who would show up to this? Yeah, man, we gotta understand what this means for America. Fuck America. You, as a black man, you. Well, you worry about America later. God damn.
And you went to the streets, Vic. You spoke to a lot of brothers. I'm sure even some of them didn't even make the tape. But
what's going on, War Master? Oh shit! Hold on. God damn, I done missed everything. I'm over here getting.
Do a lot of people think that?
I'm over here mad as shit. My bad. I even see everybody that came in the building. Shout outs to Todd City. What's going on, player? What's going on, War Master? War Master in the building. Shout outs to Vader. What's going on, player? He said if Kamala wins, it's over. Shout outs to Shinobi. Thank you, bro. Dropping the huge $5 on the super chat. Yes, sir. Hold on. All right, YouTube giving me a hard time. Kamala needs a therapist. Kamala gotta stop. Kamala gotta stop giggling like the Joker. Braun said I would have never showed up. Hell yeah, yeah. Send it to me via satellite. Yeah, and then they said DL was acting real feminine. They said he was living up to the first 2 letters of the name. I said, damn, that's crazy. Now, a lot of people don't want to go in on comedians, right? Because comedians do know how to roast, you know. The comedians do roast, but let's get it.
Speaking to black men on the street in North Carolina, many brothers had concerns about Kamala Harris's history as a prosecutor, as did I.
Like, what the hell is Vic Mensa doing? I be forgetting. I be thinking he's Shaggy's son. I'm like, damn, ain't that I was about to say Pop Smoke. Ain't that shit, what is his name? Hold on, y'all. Can't believe I forget my boy's name. Hold on. Ain't that Rob Banks? My bad. I forgot the man's name. Rob Banks. Is that Rob Banks? Oh shit, it's Vic Mensa. And I like Vic Mensa. You know, I think he's talented, but where the hell did he come from?
Being victims of the prison industrial complex.
And why are we still talking about this shit? You wanna know why you still gotta talk about slavery to niggas? Cause niggas still don't do their history. You know you got more history than slavery. Alright, let's go, man.
Legal cannabis entrepreneur myself. So when I first heard the figures that she incarcerated thousands of black men for marijuana, I was very skeptical. Now, when you look into the actual numbers, it was 45 men in total that were sentenced for marijuana charges, and that's not specified by race. On the other hand, a main point of conversation is Donald Trump's storied history of racism. And
right, UFO.
The reality is that you have a candidate here who is supporting ideas of blank.
Shout out to UFO Kamikaze. It definitely will be worse for women. Let me tell y'all something. Cause a lot of women don't even know what's good for their own damn selves. You know, women don't want to answer to other women like that. That's the whole point of being free. They don't want to answer to dudes. We get that. Dudes don't even care. It's like, okay, yeah, you know, do your thing. Because we damn sure going to do our thing. But it's when they got to answer to other fucking women, that's when they going to realize, yeah, I ain't doing this. Y'all can keep this shit. Women will pretend like they give a damn about other women, but when it come down to it, when you put food, men, and their livelihood in the mix, women ain't trying to deal with other women. That's why you got a lot of smart women that understand, and they're around real brothers in this space, because the thing is that women know that men are getting a bad fucking deal. Women will straight up tell you, I wouldn't take half the deals that other women are giving out to men. But hey, whatever. Whatever, create a different world that we can live in. It's a bad deal. It hasn't aged well. That's why I'm telling you, like, and a lot of dudes are dumb as hell. Like, these dudes that are in the crowd, I'm pretty sure the majority of them believe that, oh, we're harming women and we need to blah 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 blah, and you know, this isn't a women don't even want to live in a matriarch, even though the black community is a matriarch for men. Women don't want to live in a true matriarch. They thrive better in a patriarchy. Warmaster said Democrats are the Klan. Braun said, I like his music too, but he too dumb for this. Yeah. There's a little bit of truth to that. Supporting rap music is like supporting hood reality, but whatever that means. Democrats are still big mad Republicans took their slaves away. Yeah. Throw it on Lincoln. He said Doug Emhoff is a whole 304 cake. When did white men get so soft? They got watered down too by urban society. I kind of got into it on the last couple of shows. You got women talking about some banned white men from certain places, you know. So, you know, don't think that I'm just up here just, you know, not capping, but, you know, speaking for the brothers, man. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. Subscribe before you hit the poll. We're going to read the poll soon. Let's get into this. What the hell is DL talking about?
Get immunity for police.
Thank you again, Shinobi, for dropping a huge $5 on the Cash App. On the Super Chat. I appreciate it.
These are the police that are the modern day manifestation of slave catchers and overseers. And that blanket...
Bro, what are you talking about?
Immunity is to give them freedom to kill us with freedom from prosecution. So...
I want to get a quick fact check from the president and CEO, also a frat brother of the NAACP, Derek Johnson. Now, Brother Johnson, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not as dumb as I think I am sometimes, but why was I so susceptible to it? Why did I believe something that caused such harm? Even now,
and see, what DL is doing is he's asking a third-person questions. Why did I believe it when somebody told me, you know what I'm saying, that Kamala put a lot of people in prison for marijuana? Why did I believe that? Like, psychologically, that's a direct command statement / question. He asked it like that so it will go off in other black men's head, and they would ask themselves that question through proxy by listening to him. Why did I believe the same thing? So now he's telling you how to think, and then now he's putting other people in position to say, I thought the same thing too, but this is what I found out. Trying to change your thoughts on it. Okay? So this is a lecture. This is a lecture. If we were dumb, we wouldn't have picked up on it. I picked up on it clear as day. Because who to say that you thought the same way? He could have thought that because he read that. Some black people didn't read that. So now you plant that in a man's head, and now you're trying to give him course of actions by bringing up other people to show him, oh, well, you know, I thought the same way and blah, 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 and she didn't, and this is what she got for you. And at the end of the tunnel, there's some free weed for you. Let's get it.
Some of the things they're saying, I'm sure I had a hand in. I mean,
fear is the most powerful motivator. It either paralyzes us or propels us.
Nigga, I thought that was Kevin Samuels. Don't he sound like Kevin Samuels? Jesus Christ.
Law enforcement.
And you know they would have got Kevin. You know. Oh. Everybody in the chat, before we go forward, put in the chat, if Kevin Samuels was alive, do you think he'd be voting for Kamala, and do you think he would be at this summit? Let's get it.
Enforcement against black men has been a long-standing fear from slavery forward. And so when you can tap into that vein and you can hear something that could have a kernel of truth, she was a state prosecutor. She was a local prosecutor. The kernel of truth of she are lining up with police officers who were not in our best interest, that's easy to accept as a reality. The concept of progressive prosecutors really came into being around 2015. And when more progressive prosecutors started getting elected across the country, we began to see more reforms locally. And she was a part of a lot of those conversations. California today is not California in 1992 when NWA was saying F the police.
Yeah.
We are in a new reality now.
Right. And thank you. Now, being Crump, what is your view of VP Harris and a record when it comes to criminal justice?
You know, as a civil rights lawyer, I got to interact with Vice President Harris when she was the Attorney General of California. We were not on the same size, but I saw her passion to do the right thing and her passion to try to help black people. When we think about it, DL, you have to think that
y'all are overselling it, man. Y'all are overselling this shit.
this is a sister who grew up in Oakland, California, and she chose.
Did she grow up in Oakland or did she grow up in Canada? Did she go to school in D.C.? Y'all are confusing me.
That the best way I can help the system is to be a prosecutor, be on the inside. Most of the time, you have people like me, we're fighting on the outside.
Don't we want that?
We need people on the inside.
That's to your point. Yeah. I think we put prosecutors, black prosecutors, who we elect a lot, in an untenable position. We want them to be protectors of the community, which that's the gig, that's the profession. You work with her. I'm sure you were in court with her on the other side of the state, but
out of that, we gained a healthy respect for one another. While everybody talks about prosecutors being tough on crime, she came up with a concept called being smart on crime. When she became prosecutor in San Francisco, she said, I'm gonna be smart on crime. She had this back on track policy that said when young brothers and sisters messed up, she said that if it's your first time and you're under the age of 18.
Man, y'all selling it. Y'all just re-saying what she already said, and she gonna say it again on another show. You said Hindu people don't like her ass. UFO Kamikaze, you said DL Gremlin, that's funny as hell. UFO Kamikaze said Kevin Samuels and Candace would have been a problem for Kamala. You think Kevin would have linked up with Candace? I can see that. I can see that. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. I can see that. They probably would have been on her ass. Let's get it. Hold on. Let's go.
They're not gonna charge you with this crime for life. If you didn't get in any more trouble, and if you graduated from high school or you got a GED, they would expunge your record. Now, what prosecutors we know when we were growing up would treat us like that? That's Kamala Harris.
It's the notion of justice tempered with mercy. Michael, we spent a lot of time talking about our roles, but we need prosecutors. There's no debating that. What is your message to black men who have this reticence because of their role as a prosecutor?
I'd say open your mind to the data. It amazes me oftentimes how many times Democrats have to provide receipts for all of the things that they do and for all of their qualifications. And yet on the other side, there's just...
Michael Ealy, you chasing it too. You better... Go back to sucking on that lady's toothbrush.
No accountability. When you look at what Kamala Harris, who's been a public servant basically her whole life. Right. She is the most qualified candidate.
She's been a public servant basically her whole life.
Run for president right now.
There's no debating it.
So we can sit here and debate on, you know, what her record was as a prosecutor, but like you were saying earlier, let's talk about Trump's record.
Oh my God! What? It's gonna be one of those shows again. Yeah, you know, we're gonna talk about, but first let's get to Trump though. Let's get there's not that much to say about her, but there's obviously there's more to say about Trump. All right.
Let's talk about his record. What has he done to be qualified to be in this position?
He's been the president before. That was pretty easy.
He got some dope tennis shoes. You seen him, man? No. Come on now.
You know, that's the thing that, like, you know, we never seem to like hold him and his administration, who has more felonies and indictments than any other administration in the history of politics.
What's going on, New?
We're worried about her being a prosecutor.
You know, he'll sit and go, I'm gonna be tough on crime. I'm like, don't you got a court date next month? That's crazy. You're gonna be tough on crime after you meet with your probation officer. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Exactly.
Coming up next, we got crime, gun violence, and protecting our community.
I'm not even gonna lie. The joke don't even hit the way it's supposed to. A pack of black men popping jokes on Trump for being a white man, being a felon, or having a record it's a little too late. Like no one cares anymore. And is the man really a felon? Come on now, y'all. All right. A. Jones said, yeah, that shit mid. You said living someplace for 4 or 5 years isn't growing up. Yeah, whatever that means. What's going on, New? The Maggle Summit. Uh-oh. You said, yes, let's talk about Trump record. Terry in here, happy than a motherfucker. What about Trump's record? Shout outs to War Master in the building. War Master said, Kamala never had a real job except for being Willie Brown. Oh, man. Yeah, you said that before, and it hit different every time you said it. Willie Brown's chew toy. I'm going to say it again for the ones in the back. Kamala never really had a real job except for being Willie Brown's chew toy. All right? Yeah, I think that's going to be the word of 2025, y'all. Tariffs. They complain about Trump's tariffs, yet still have all of Trump's on for the past 4 years. Okay. Tell me what you think of black men by being derogatory with your description with them in your questions. Yeah, I mean, if you got a question, A. Jones, you can hit the super chat or the Cash App. You can support and ask your questions, because I've gotten into it already. We're gonna go into it, and you know, just stick around. You know, as we proceed, the show's gonna start to open up. I already kind of told y'all where my complaints are, and they're legit. He said they really believe this panel represents the average black man. They're finished. Exactly. You know, we at the epicenter of that shit, y'all. Alright? And lied about working at McDonald's. She lies about who she is, etc. Scamala. Yeah, how you let Trump beat you with the McDonald's tarp? You know? You know? Digital Warrior said, you actually not a felon until after sentencing. There you go. Warmaster said, Democrats always try to assassinate their opponent's character. Right. Instead of really telling people what exactly they're going to do. Y'all hit the like button. Support the shows. Player Talk Radio. We are in the building. If you got any questions, send it in the Cash Apps. Player Talk. Let's get it.
That is coming up next.
we must protect our black women at all costs. And the biggest way we could do that in this election
well, I thought
is
that was Suge Knight.
Generations upon generations of black folk have risen.
I thought that was Suge Knight. This nigga look like Garnet Silk. Okay.
To meet their moment. And this, for black men, is ours.
Everybody is trying to get our vote.
What do you say to black men who do say the account?
And that's cap. Everybody's not trying to get our vote. Your vote just fudges the number. All right, never mind.
Economy was better under Trump.
I don't remember this magical time period when everyone was doing well.
The stimulus checks, the locking people up for selling weed. These are the street topics that's happening. That's all I keep hearing.
Raise your hand if you know someone who's been shot or killed by gun violence. I mean, look at this.
Is we are facing an election for democracy versus a dictatorship.
They want to have somebody to blame the election results on.
These are the same fucking questions. Instead of saying, name somebody you know that gets shot, won't you say, name somebody that you know opened the business and can use the money that Kamala is giving to them? That'll be more lucrative. Instead of running down this whole, she trying to give us weed. They trying to enslave us. We about to run down this same dead horse tarp. All right, let's go, y'all.
And they're not going to do that by blaming black men. We're not going to be somebody's scapegoat.
Stay with us. The BET Black Men Summit will continue in a moment. Welcome back to the BET Black Men's Summit.
Welcome back. Now, I want to get into the candidates' approach to fighting crime in our communities. We want safer communities, police reform. Wes Bellamy, honestly, which candidate, and just, which candidate you think gives us the best opportunity for that dynamic to happen?
Well, to me, I think it's very simple. I'll tell a really quick story. From 2016 to 2020, I was the vice mayor of Charlottesville, Virginia. Many of you are aware in 2017 we had white supremacists come to our community.
Oh, the good people on both sides.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was the only black person on the council at the time, the youngest person elected. And after a group of white supremacists literally came into our community and unalived someone, rest in peace to Heather Heyer.
White supremacists.
The first press conference that 45 had, he stated that, again, literally there are good people on both sides. Furthermore, this is the same individual, if we're talking about who should we trust to keep our community safe, wants to provide police officers with full immunity to be able to do whatever it is that you want to do whenever you feel like a situation arises that requires you to not use best practices, whether that be using patience, calling a mental health professional, but if you believe a person needs to be shot down like a dog in the street, you do so and you won't have to face any consequences. So when we talk about a matter of safety, a matter of keeping our community safe, you have a person who literally just rambles and acts off of emotion, compared to an individual who's saying that I candidly want to use legislation and policy to find ways to not only keep our community safe, but help us thrive in every way imaginable.
You said something that
What the hell is this man? This man just said a whole bunch of this man just said a whole bunch of nothing. Shout outs to UFO. Word salad, if you may. This man just said a whole bunch of word salad. What did he say?
I very rarely hear black men say safe.
Yeah.
And when we use it in that context, it's never for us. You've never, no, I'm just talking about in your lexicon, when have you ever said the notion of safety is something somebody else gets to have and you don't? But it is because it's so far removed, the concept. You started to say something like
Yeah, it's interesting. What you were just saying just triggered something in me, and that is...
This is like the fucking View, but saying nothing. Y'all want to be manosphere so bad. God damn.
Like what we're worried about her record as a prosecutor, and we want to attach her to a bunch of incarcerations that didn't exist. And yet, if you look at the two candidates, and you look at the George Floyd situation, which one is more likely to pardon the killers of George Floyd? Which one?
That's the question.
Wow. Because he's already going for the blanket immunity.
Which one would do it? Do you know what's interesting? you have children, you know the story.
Y'all subscribe to the channel, y'all.
Like, don't look them in the eye and be respectful and watch them.
I gotta get Nightbot up out here. God damn it, Nightbot.
Lunacy to teach our children to be held to a higher account than the paid professionals we pay to patrol our neighborhood. But it is such a fear in us.
Damn it, Nightbot.
What we're reduced to.
Think about how crazy that is. The fact in which, as you just alluded to, and think about the psychological and mental trauma that we're asking our children to jump through these loops just to keep you safe, opposed to being able to teach those who are supposed to be sworn to serve and protect, to do the right thing. And we want to be clear, not all police officers are bad, and we know that not all individuals who have been sworn to protect and serve are doing nefarious things. But to provide them with blanket immunity and then have black men say that, you know what, I'm willing to potentially side with that person, those are real conversations that we have to have with them about why you're choosing to do so.
Now, of course, gun violence is the leading cause of death for black men under the age of 44. Wow. With us in the audience is activist Greg Jackson, a gun violence survivor. On this issue, Greg, I know it's very personal to you, but does it matter who's president, the gun violence issue? Does that matter?
Yeah, DL, it definitely matters. And I've had the honor of serving in the White House, but I'm here in my personal capacity because it's personal for me. In April 2013, I was shot after a club let out, and the bullet that hit me hit 2 arteries. And I'll never forget getting to the hospital, and before I met my doctors or my surgeons, I met investigators and went through 3 rounds of investigation where I was literally bleeding to death and fighting for my innocence and for my life at the same time, just to find out that I had a 26-minute window left to live due to blood loss and a 50% chance of making it out of surgery. And I'll never forget that feeling of being seen as a suspect first and a person second. And unfortunately, that's what we're seeing in our country, all over our country every single day. Raise your hand if you know someone who's been shot or killed by gun violence. I mean, look at this. Every single person in this room. This is the #1 cause of death of black youth since 2006. And since I was shot, nearly 1 million Americans have been taken by this crisis. For me, that's one of my childhood friends. That was nearly me. 2 of my mentees, one of which who came to Capitol Hill to fight for the policies to address gun violence. That's who we're losing in this crisis. And here we are coming out of coming into an era where we have a vice president who has been working on this issue, has been leading the Office of Gun Violence Prevention, who passed the first law in 30 years, who has been focused on this issue almost her entire life, and literally has ushered in the steepest decrease in homicides in American history.
We gotta stop just like limiting ourselves to gun violence and all this other stuff. Yes, that's a big thing in our community and stuff like that, but we gotta start wanting more, like, because what they're doing, y'all, is they're making us the face of weed, guns, crime, and all kinds of stuff. You gotta remember, we're living in hard times right now, and it's not even black people doing all of that stuff to make a living. And then the fucked up part is that black people, you see them trying to get honest jobs, because we know the world looks at us as, oh, they're gonna paint us with this again. The world needs people to lean on and talk crazy to when the world is you know, when the world is not going the way that people think that it's going. You would think it would make people more nice and more compassionate and caring. Nah, I'm about to get called racist and a nigger so many times in my chat room before this live stream is over. It's crazy. The world needs a fall group of people to say, hey, well, at least it's not as bad as them Negroes over there. White people don't want to work. They stealing and robbing, and they're doing all kinds of stuff too. But it's easy to sit here and blame it on a bunch of black people, because guess what? While you focused on us, the real people doing this shit, they get to walk out the door, you know. They get to walk out the door unscathed, untouched. Nobody would have thought it was them. Nobody. Alright? Let's get to the poll. Are Democrats doing too much Are Democrats doing too much trying to over-discipline black men? Make sure you guys sub before answering. 69% of you guys say yes, they're doing way too much. 16% of you guys say no, they want lazy men to vote. 6% says black men are the political child class. And 9% says bring out Obama again. Alright? He said, notice how he tried to tie the police involved with typical gun violence, manipulative bullshit. Exactly. And guns don't kill people, y'all. People kill people. That gun is just as harmless as that stove. It can take a life and it can also save a life. Okay? It can take a life, but it can also save a life. Double-edged sword.
For now, 2 years in a row. But during the Trump administration, we saw the steepest spike in murders in American history. And that's not numbers. Those are our friends. Those are our family members. Those are our cousins, our nephews. And guess what he does? Brags about doing nothing. He says, well, we got to get over it. Get over it? I'm not getting over my mentee in a casket. Watching his mother cry. Watching his football coach wonder what he going to do. Watching his teacher say, man, he was so full of promise. 13 years old. I'm not getting over that. We can't get over that.
Thank you, man.
That's real. That's real.
When we come back, former President Obama called black men out, saying that many of us are sexist if we do not vote for VP Harris. We're going to dig into that, so you just stay with us.
What the hell? What?
And I'm speaking to men directly now. Part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president.
I think we got to be honest in our own community about the reality of sexism.
So, like, if you're masking your sexism with, she's not black. So what is it?
Elections are choices. We have a choice right now. I think this is the clearest choice we've ever seen in a presidential election.
Stay with us. The BET Black Men Summit will continue in a moment.
War Master says spoons are more dangerous than guns.
Welcome back to the BET Black Men's Summit.
Welcome back. Now, of course, earlier this month, President Barack Obama, he called us all out. He said that some black men aren't feeling having a woman president. Let's roll the clip, and we will discuss it on the other side.
So now they lied. Now they lied. Remember when we were calling that out? And was like, oh, they wheeled out Obama for us. Oh, Obama came out there to scold black men. Him and Steve Harvey was like, no, that wasn't for us. And no, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't for black men. And y'all are being too paranoid. Y'all need to go vote. Now he admits it was for us. Okay. Scolds black men again. All right.
And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that.
Okay,
Bro, who cares? Who cares? What are y'all trying to get somebody to play into y'all hand or some shit? It's not going to be good if a woman is president. We're going to war. America's going to be soft.
We are here now with Tennessee State Representative Justin J. Pearson, Ben Crump, and Michael Ealy. So they're joining us on the panel. Okay. As a nation, we've never had a female leader. Never. Okay. So there is an unspoken idea that a lot of people have, whether they say it out loud or not. So what was your impression?
Look, I love President Obama. And I think we got to be honest in our own community about the reality of sexism and the role that patriarchy plays in our own community.
Sure.
I go to churches a lot, and there are people who will greet me and not greet my fiance, who's standing right next to me. So there's a real conversation we need to have about what is going on inside of our communities and what we can do to make sure that we unlearn some of the behaviors that are really negative, right, and that are really harmful. What is also really important is that we do understand the facts. An overwhelming majority of black men are voting for Vice President Kamala Harris to be President of the United States. Right? 80% of us. So, you know, the truth is, you got that one uncle that you need to talk to. But the majority of us.
Who cares? So look, we're lying ass. If 80% of black men are voting for Kamala, then what the hell is this for? What's understood don't need to be explained. You wouldn't have thrown this? What the hell is this for? Lying ass. And ain't nobody about to spend all that time telling their uncle shit. If 80% are voting, his little vote don't count then. He might as well not vote so y'all can win. Lie right, please.
We good, right? Like we on the same page. But there is some work that we are going to have to do as a community to figure out what are the qualms, what are the issues, what are the problems that 20% or so of black folks who a few years ago were voting Democratic and all that are having. And I will say this about Donald. In our country, our socialization has taught us to praise people with a lot of money.
Yeah.
Our socialization has taught us to praise people who are famous.
Right.
Our socialization has taught us to praise people who can,
Lord have mercy,
get a lot of women and can say what they want and do what they want and have said, hey, that's the image of a real man. That's the image of a strong person. That's the image of a real leader who can just fire people at will. Now he's running for president. And a lot of people are like, wait, no, that's not it anymore.
Why do y'all think people are stupid? He's been the president before. Why are they talking like this is his first time running for president?
But years of socialization have taught us that actually that is the image that America has put forward as the image of what you want to be, of the person that you want to lead. So it isn't just a black issue. We got a nationwide issue about the perception of hypermasculinity masquerading as leadership, when in fact it was our mamas and our grandmamas and our great-grandmamas who got us here.
Well, I tell you, that part. I'm telling you, and the fro, baby. And the fro, baby.
This is a SIP summit.
You know what's always interesting? We hear about the polls, and one of the things I know for sure, the quickest way to make a black man lie to you is walk up to him and ask him a question with a clipboard in your hand. So, I mean, it's ridiculous, and what I refuse to do is to let, mainstream polling operations tell me what men I'm with every day think.
Yeah.
It's I refuse to believe that.
Hey, you know what's deep, DL? You know, we talked the NAACP and Urban League, Reverend Al, and them a lot. Isn't it just profound at this moment in time that black men votes are coveted so much? Yeah. I mean, I've never seen that in my life. And I think that's something, when I saw that Obama piece, I thought about how everybody is trying to get our vote.
But power concedes nothing without a demand. And I honestly believe this is one of the first time nationally, collectively, we decided, we want to hear you, but there are things we have to have for that. Right. It's transactional, which politics is supposed to be, right? Exactly. What was your reaction when you heard President Obama say that?
Well, there are some men who don't want to vote for a woman. Sure. The founders of Project 2025 really don't want a woman as president. Right. And their women don't want a woman as president. Sure. That is not being held to the same standard.
Show me a woman, right, that's sitting down in a group full of women that are telling other women that you don't want to vote for Trump because he's a man. You just don't want to vote for a man. Show me. That's even insulting to women. Talk to women long enough. That's even insulting to women, because women will be like, well, look, what if we don't want to vote for a woman just as much as the man, though? That means something wrong with us, too? It's sad when you got women exercising more of a choice than men. You got women that's like, I'm not voting for her because she's a woman. You got women not voting for her because she is a woman. Directly. But we got to get this goofball ass lecture. Okay.
Standard. If in fact you are one of those individuals who believe that
Support
a woman
the show,
should
y'all.
not be president, speak on it. So like if you're masking your sexism
I'm not on mute.
with, she locked up a whole bunch of black men. Well, that's already been debunked. So what is it? Or she's not black. So what is it? What is it that's really, just speak on it.
Now, Ben, we can't have a convo about sexism or any other kind of ism without talking about the way some black men see the LGBTQ plus community. They see it as getting more attention than some of the concerns of black men. I mean, that is something you hear constantly. So, Ben, what do you think? I mean, it's not like I'm,
Yeah, well,
speaking out of school.
Everything has to be taken in context. When you think about civil rights, we must remember that if they can discriminate against them, then it makes it easier to discriminate against us.
We got black queer folks in our community, in our families. And so whenever I live in Tennessee, we have passed more laws against LGBTQIA plus folks than anybody else in the union. And I continue to remind folks, if you open the door of oppression a little bit for somebody you think is different or other or an enemy of yours, the person you opening it with will open it a little bit wider to push you in. And when we think about our community and black folk, we all in this together.
Why are we so far behind this stuff?
What's interesting, we have to understand that our concerns, where we gather at this place is different. At one point, it's illegal for slaves to learn. Now they want to make it illegal to learn about slaves. First, black people couldn't go to the bathroom, then gay people couldn't go to the bathroom, now transgender people. What are white people keeping in the bathroom is what I want to know. I got to see what's happening. That's the divide. Whatever we do to let them in the bathroom, it must be a good credit score in there or something. But coming up, we're going to dig into VP Harris's opportunity agenda for black men. More Black Men Summit coming right up. Y'all stay tuned.
Are y'all learning anything?
This idea that we were doing better under President Trump, I again didn't experience that.
The stimulus checks, the locking people up for selling weed, these are the street topics that's happening. That's all I keep hearing.
Actually, it's black men who helped craft this opportunity economy because the vice president didn't want to talk about black men or talk down to black men. She wanted to listen to us.
A woman who listens? What?
Stay with us. The BET Black Men Summit will continue in a moment.
Yeah, I don't think I want my president to have a bra. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Y'all are right. We don't need a president in the White House that sucked a dick before. I'm just saying. IJS. One master says dudes shouldn't wear dresses, just like presidents should have never sucked a D. All right. I'm telling y'all, these China, all these people, as soon as she get in the office, they're gonna play with us. Alright, hold on, y'all. Alright, let's get some more votes. Y'all subscribe. Y'all support the show. Hit the Cash App. Let's get some more votes, y'all. Alright, let's get back into it. Fuck.
From now transgender people, what are white people keeping in the bathroom is what I want to know. I gotta see what's happening. That's
opportunity economy because the vice president didn't want to talk about black men or talk down to black men. She wanted to listen to us.
A woman who listens? What?
Stay with us.
Why did y'all have her there?
Black Men Summit will continue in a moment.
Like I don't like how people be talking for other people. She didn't want to talk down to black men. She wanted us to listen to her and feel her compassion about things that has been plaguing us for the long time. It's like, no, she didn't. Well, why isn't she here to say that?
Welcome back to the BET Black Men's Summit.
Welcome back to our Black Men Summit. We have the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, Nevada Congressman Steve Horsford. He's here. Entrepreneur and CEO of The Gathering Spot, Ryan Wilson, has joined us. And of course, legendary producer JD, Jermaine Dupree, is here. But first, we're going to start by hearing directly from black men about the election. Our special correspondent, Kenny Burns, hit the streets of Atlanta. We're going to roll the tape.
It is your lifestyle specialist, Kenny Burns, reporting live from Atlanta, Georgia. And if you don't know, Georgia is a swing state, and we're here to find out what black men want most in this election. And never forget, the South got something to say. What matters most in the 2024 presidential election to you?
I mean, I think everybody got money on their mind.
The focus around mental health.
What about the border that she let run loose?
The immigration stuff, the negative stuff about immigration and just whose fault it is.
The economy, of course.
Oh, Lord. I feel as though a lot of black men tend to think that Donald Trump is better for the economy. What do you say to that?
I've heard that, but what I've seen is that Donald Trump, he's a gangster, but he's presented himself as a successful businessman who's filed for bankruptcy 6 times.
Inflation, definitely inflation.
I see that
that talking
as
point
this is
directly
going
from
on,
Kamala.
you're starting to see a diminish of middle class.
Word for word.
Or upper class. They're having to say, well, let me take a backseat on my wellness so I can pay my mortgage this month. I can pay my rent. I can feed my kids.
The percentages that we were seeing increases in our groceries and in our bills was higher than inflation. And so I think that it's created an opportunity for us to be taken advantage of.
And I think to the Trump point, people got that stimulus check and just thought that was all his job, and that's what they're clapping about, but it's way deeper than that.
The stimulus checks are not coming back.
If we are empowered economically, then we can shift so many.
Look at what black people are talking about. You ask a white person the same question, they're not going to talk about stimulus checks and all this stupid shit. No, they may talk about the border, but that's about it. And maybe, oh God.
Many of our outcomes.
What would you tell those brothers and sisters who are undecided but need to be going to the polls?
What other choice do you have right now?
Talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
Y'all been saying the same shit for 3 months now.
We are back, and of course, Kenny Burns is here with us. That was a dope little piece, man. I appreciate it. The federal minimum wage has remained at $7.25 since around 2009. And it seems like the economy is on a lot of people's mind. Obviously, they even have a book, It's the Economy Stupid. So how do you speak to that? What are you hearing?
I really feel that, it's heavy on our minds because Atlanta is a opportunity economic city. Sure. We all came here, if you're not born and raised here. Originally, I came to go to school, but I stayed and started a business. I stayed and raised my family. I have a 20-year-old and a 24-year-old who will be, exiting college soon and getting into the workforce. And the big thing on people's mind is how are we going to take care of our families and how are we going to encourage our kids to start families. So economics is very important.
We talked about this. I mentioned this in the question I posed. I remember 40-some years ago, I worked at McDonald's. I made $2.65 an hour. And 46 years later, the minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. So we can't have a conversation about just inflation without the commensurate wage growth. Now, Jermaine Dupri, you've heard this a lot, that things were better under Trump.
Right, UFO.
I've heard it a lot. How widespread do you believe that is?
I don't believe that.
No, I'm saying, but it is a pervasive.
Oh, yeah.
It is a pervasive attitude.
Yeah. No, I mean, I represent. Oh, I don't represent, but I'm here to speak to the YDS generation.
Sure.
That's the young, dumb, and stupid kids that's out there, right?
Right.
And they have this.
Well, they are. That's crazy.
That's what it is. They have this in their mind that, you know, as Newface said on the video,
Jermaine, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go back a couple of years ago, and all throughout the 90s, this nigga and his friends were, I want to be rich like Trump. I want to get it like Trump. I got cars like Trump. All of us ain't so deaf, Jermaine Dupri. We heard it. Now is YDS young, dumb, and stupid? All of these people are getting a check from Kamala. Because why she ain't there? Why she ain't there? Like, how much mothers are is a black man supposed to have? Or she'll be like smothering. The word mother is in the word smother. Alright, let's get it.
Paying attention to things like that, and they're not hearing the information that needs to be heard.
Right.
You know, the stimulus checks, the locking people up for selling weed.
Y'all hit the like button, support the show, y'all.
The street topics that's happening.
Sure.
That's all I keep hearing from. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's.
Let's get some support going, y'all. Giving y'all some good game. Warmaster says Democrats have been destroying the economy since slavery. Both British, both Irish and Scottish people are Gaelic. It's two different nationalities with the same ethnicity. Okay. Let's go. Listen to this bullshit.
It's really important that we as men in this room, we give them the facts today.
But there was a specific reason that Donald Trump, even though he didn't get those checks out, there was a specific reason he delayed them so he could put his name on it. He knew it would have that effect.
Correct.
He knew who it would meet. And
okay, so can you get mad at him? All right, I put my name on the check. Y'all didn't think about doing it? Why you can you get mad at him?
What do you say to black men who do say the economy was better under Trump? Because I hate when somebody tells me, like, if I go somewhere and it's hot and they go, but it's a dry heat. I'm still hot.
Yep.
You can't tell people how to feel. Now, we can tell them about the metrics, but it is a pervasive attitude that the economy was better under Trump.
So look, a couple things. I'm from Vegas, so I do know dry heat. But I also know a liar when I see one. And Donald Trump lied about providing economic opportunity for black America. In fact, it was Donald Trump who asked black America, what do you have to lose? And then when he got into office, he appointed Supreme Court justices that showed us what we had to lose by taking away our fundamental rights. Now, on the stimulus check, let me just get the fact out. Democrats in Congress were in the majority. We passed the bill that provided the relief, not only for households through the stimulus check, but also the child tax credit that lifted 50% of black children out of poverty. When the Republicans got back into the majority, they did not extend that benefit, so those children went right back into poverty. We helped small businesses get the support to keep their businesses open and to provide employee retention tax credit so that employees would stay on the job. It was about people and saving lives, and Donald Trump did not do that. And I'm tired of talking about the last 4 years. I'm more concerned about what Donald Trump will do the next 4 years if he gets.
All right, what about the last 4 years, though? Because he wasn't in office for the last 4 years, and y'all really trying to play dumb. Shout outs to everybody in the building. Good morning, y'all. Happy Halloween. Y'all definitely dropped something in the candy bucket for Player Talk Radio. Every politician damn near is a liar, absolutely. Simp Enforcer Summit. That's exactly what this is. It's like, what are we listening to? And y'all still haven't gotten into policies and things you're gonna do. So Kamala put out what she's gonna do for black people. Why aren't y'all sitting around and talking about how you're gonna utilize it? And these are all well-to-do rich black men. So why would you need $25,000 to get a house or a mansion? Do you have black people employed at your jobs? Do you smoke weed? So many questions, so little time, y'all.
It's a chance to be the president, and we can't let that happen.
But it's very shrewd in a way, because people are simplistic. It's the things you can say, it's the things you can repeat. And it's always funny when they talk about, today I guess he was saying how low the unemployment rate. It's weird for black people to hear unemployment rate, because it was pretty low during slavery. That wasn't that great. That's not a great marker. We was brought here to work, so thanks, pal. That's not the same thing. We have Charles Phillips. Charles Phillips is a business leader also. He works closely with VP on the economic proposals. Why should black men not hold the Biden-Harris administration responsible for inflation? Why should that not be a real thing? You look like Obama. You know that, right? You do.
All right. So you yell at everybody about accountability. Now he's posing the question: why should you not hold somebody accountable? But Trump is supposed to be the most accountable person, but we should not hold Biden and Harris for the last 4. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, I do.
And these weird Obama-looking niggas, man. Where are y'all finding these Harry Belafonte look? All right, let's go.
So first of all, I'm older than him. He looks like me.
Why shouldn't they be held responsible for inflation?
It's a fair question, and I think you have to put the...
So they shouldn't be held responsible. That's a fair question. Okay. War Master said Democrats like to lie to you in poverty. Like to lie you into poverty. The only way to help men is to get the government off our back, aka lower taxes, fewer regulations, and a strong dollar. Democrats are opposed to that. Braun says, yep, facts. Alright. Y'all hit the like button. Support the show via Cash App. Let's get back into it. Let's listen to Harry Belafonte tell you why the people that are in control, you shouldn't hold them accountable.
The Trump economy in context. That was the Obama economy he inherited. So
that's the narrative that they're running around. And remember, I showed y'all the sister running around with that same narrative. Oh, well, if you like during the Trump administration, that was all Obama, because you only feel that president's term 4 years after they're out of office. So they're trying to tell us now we're in a Trump administration. Can't make this shit up, people. That's the new talking point that everybody's using to sound smart. So
I served on the Obama Economic Recovery Board during the financial crisis. He had to fix something, an economy that was tanking. He fixed it, handed it off to Trump. It was growing 2.4%, generating about 210,000 jobs a month. Trump had to do nothing but not screw it up and leave it alone. That first 3 years, that kind of worked, and then COVID hit. COVID wasn't Trump's fault, it wasn't Biden's fault, but that was the beginning of inflation. What happened was we got all the stimulus checks, we all spent all that.
Okay, there was no inflation before that. Y'all hear this? Before COVID, there was no inflation. Okay.
But that,
we didn't go through a recession. Like we didn't go through a crash. And a depression. There was no inflation around before that, y'all. Okay.
Meant that caused inflation because we're all buying in the grocery stores, couldn't go to restaurants, so we're buying the same goods. People stopped working because for the first time they couldn't take off for a while. That raises labor costs. To get people off the bench to work, you got to pay them more money. And then other things happen.
These motherfuckers just lie, bro. Before Trump, there was no inflation. Lying ass. All right, let's go, y'all.
Ukraine war, that makes oil prices go up. Biggest producer of grain in the world, Ukraine, grain prices go up. All this stuff is happening at once. But that last year, all that started under Trump. So what did he do? He did the stimulus checks, which made sense because you have to save people.
Yeah, everything's Trump's fault, y'all.
But then it accelerated under Biden because it takes 3 or 4 years to work through the economy. That's already happened. That's behind us. What's happened now is inflation has come down. It was at 9% when he started. It's at 2.5% now. We're getting better.
And that's another thing that a lot of people don't understand. Inflation is a secret tax. It's not even a secret tax. It's blatant. Blatant as fuck. It's an extra tax. You know they love the tax. They love taxes. Don't think your government ain't gonna sneak in shit and call it taxes. Inflation is another word for tax. Let's get it.
Just need to keep doing what we're doing now. That's exactly what VP Harris plans to do. Continue to the plan that's in place right now.
Okay, thank you, man.
Thanks.
We have.
He said a whole bunch of nothing.
We have Ryan Wilson now. You're an entrepreneur also, and there is, and we've talked about this a lot. There is the belief that the economy was better under Trump, and it plays itself out. On my radio show, I hear it so much. I started to believe it, and I know better. I'm like, wait a minute, you can lie to me, and I'm feeling like you were telling the truth. Why is that so pervasive?
So you got that foresight for Trump, but you don't have it for Kamala. Chasing it.
They truly believe it. It's not something that they're kind of just repeating by rote.
I mean, I think it's important to note that prices were lower during the Trump presidency, but an important point has already come out in this conversation. President Trump inherited the Obama economy, right? Like, that is just something that we have to put on the table that happened.
So I want y'all to pay attention to that, because that's the running lie that they got going on right now. That Trump inherited the Obama economy. All right.
He inherited what the previous administration had done to make sure that the economy was in a good position when he started. Now, if you fast forward, many of the businesses that I serve at the Gathering Spot, when I think about what we were talking about during the Trump presidency, those conversations were not positive.
All right, hold on. I got you, War Master. War Master said, what did Obama actually do to grow the economy? Obamacare forced employers to move a lot of people off of full-time work. Some people had to get 2 jobs to survive. Absolutely. We were there. Democrats lying again. Bronze Flat Power guy said no Obama term was horrible. Digital Warrior said, yeah, it took 3 to 4 years to trickle down. No one spent that money. Shinobi says facts. Trump will destroy the Federal Reserve. War Master said Ronald Reagan nearly doubled the economy before he left office. Ty City said Trump is not going to get rid of the Federal Reserve. Okay. Y'all hit the like button, y'all. Support the show. It's Player Talk Radio. Let's get back into it, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe before y'all hit the poll. Got a decent show today. Probably about to get a little 5,000 views. That's good. All right. Now, 79 votes. Are Democrats doing too much trying to over-discipline black men? 70% says yes, doing way too much. 9% says no, they want lazy men to vote. 4% says no, black men are the political child class. 19% says bring out Obama again. Y'all funny as hell. Y'all funny as hell. Alright. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Y'all hit the like button, support the show. What's going on, Cap? Shout outs to Cap. What's going on, Darshawn? Shout outs to you, player. Always good to see you guys. Y'all hit the like button. Support the show. Alright, let's get back into it. And this shit, I want this shit to go over brothers' heads because y'all shouldn't feel bad. Y'all shouldn't feel sorry. And y'all shouldn't have to go through a scolding like this.
Right, so I don't remember this magical time period when everyone was doing well. We were still talking about access to capital being tough to find. We were still talking about trying to figure out ways to grow and scale our businesses. None of those fundamentals changed throughout the Trump presidency. And to the idea of having a plan, I never saw President Trump produce a plan while we were going through that time period. When COVID hit and we were in the middle of just very, very tough circumstances, what I watched happen were businesses in the community close. So this idea that we were doing better under...
Bro, those businesses was going to close anyway. And the fact that y'all are blaming this on a whole different... The fact that y'all are blaming this on a nigga is crazy. Trump the reason why it closed. No, COVID is the reason why it closed. It's a pandemic. Trump the reason my uncle died. No. Eating all that pork and COVID. We gotta stop.
Under President Trump, I again didn't experience that, and many of the folks that I serve every single day certainly will tell you that that was a very difficult time period.
The interesting thing about leadership is we can't, to your point, we can't tell what's gonna happen.
Niggas don't even remember yesterday, and they want to tell you about 4 years ago.
But every president is challenged in some way, and is the measure of that presidency how successful they deal with that challenge. And the one thing that's unassailable is there was a complete, total failure of leadership in that position. And I think that when people don't realize that, all right, hang tight. Coming up, we're going to dig into VP Harris's opportunity agenda for black men. Y'all stay tuned.
You know that pork got your ass. That's what did it.
She went to Atlanta and to Philly and to Detroit to listen to entrepreneurs, men that want to own homes. From that conversation came this black men's agenda. It came from us.
The fact that there is a plan is something that we can't take for granted, and something that does not exist on the other side of this conversation.
Maybe the job you see an illegal immigrant doing, you go, I should be doing that right there. You know what I mean?
Stay with us. The BET Black Men Summit will continue.
I ain't gonna lie, which one of y'all niggas caved in going shopping with these high ass prices? I remember when I used to budget shop, I used to think pork chops was awesome. I'm like, shit, this big ass thing of pork chops finely cut for cheap. I thought I was on top of the world, man. Till I realized, damn, that's like some low quality shit. Damn, I didn't know pork will promote fungus and maggots and worms in your body and shit like that. I started eating bacon more and shit instead of actual pork. You know, y'all go watch you know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Dr. Shahrazad Ali break down what happens when you put pork in your body. I'm just like, shit, as long as I don't see it, doing that shit, cool. You know, I'll just try to make sure to cleanse every other you know, week or some shit, because god damn, that should fuck your body up. There you go. Gave you a shout out earlier. What's going on, LT, man? I almost got your commercial done. I gotta redo the voiceover, and I gotta just you know, I'm trying to have it simple. See what you think. I gotta redo the voiceover, and I gotta cut out the background noise and see how I wanna do it. You know, I might do something real practical. Joey said no pork. Yeah, man. Pork is bad. What's going on, Joey? Oh, shit. Oh. Shout outs to War Master dropping the huge $20 on the Cash App, as always. Supporting the show. War Master said real men don't let friends play League of Legends. Oh, my God. Come on, War Master. I know you've been watching those replays, man. I ain't gonna lie, I've been getting cooked in the replays, but I know you've been watching the replays, man. Man, those matches are getting crazy, bro. I need you, bro. I need y'all. Who here plays League of Legends or Mobile Legends? I need y'all on my team. I just got Suyu, so I'm learning how to be a assassin, and I'm learning how to do the jungle route. You know, so anything y'all download Mobile Legends. We're trying to, the goal is to get War Master on Mobile Legends. Happy Halloween, everybody. Y'all hit the like button, trick or treat. Support the show. Happy Halloween, everybody. You said pork chops are the poor man's steak. Yeah, I didn't know until late. Cause you know, I was jazzing them up, putting the hot sauce on them, seasoning them shits. With grill seasoning, man, shit. Then I realized, I'm like, dang, this is bad. This is bad. LT Man said, I'm Puerto Rican and I don't eat pork. Yeah, Puerto Rico. Don't eat pork. You said Aaron the plumber spitting the ism on Poetic Flacco. You gonna cover it? Yeah, I might cover it. We were just talking about him, how, you know, a lot of people just kind of, you know, he just disappeared. War Master said, no, we're gonna get War Master on it, man. Thank you, Digital Warrior. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, man. Keep showing up, man. I got you on the wrench. You know? Got you on the wrench. Gotta play Halo instead. Yeah, trick off on the like button, y'all. Trick or treat off on your boy. Alright? Yeah, people out here eating booty hole but wonder what's in pork and shit like that. Smelling it and shit. Like, what? Did you smell that ass before you? Even though I think you have no choice but to smell ass, but some niggas just say, fuck it. You know? The black people are so backwards. Eating ass, but worried about what's in your collard greens. So backwards, y'all. So backwards. But black men need to get lectured. Okay.
Welcome back to our Black Men Summit. I am D.L. Hughley. Still with me are Jermaine Dupri, entrepreneur Ryan Wilson, and
Thank you, Digital.
Congressman and Chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, Steve Horsford. Now,
yeah, I'm trying to get mobile
Steve,
Call of Duty too. Hold on, LT man, I'm trying to get that also.
Agenda for black men. What is in it?
Well, first, actually, it's black men who helped craft this
opportunity
economy.
We got truck drivers in the building. Shout out to my truck drivers.
Didn't want to talk about black men or talk down to black men. She wanted to listen to us. She actually kicked
a woman who listens. What?
Here we go. Here we go with the
so
bullshit.
She kicked
Where
off.
is she at? No, I'm just kidding.
So she kicked off these opportunity tours, these economic opportunity tours, some time ago. She went to Atlanta and to Philly and to Detroit to listen to us,
Tastes like
to listen
spinach
to
down there.
entrepreneurs, to listen to men that want to own homes, to talk about the wage issue in communities. And from that conversation came this black men's agenda. It came from us.
What?
And that is what we need in a leader, not just for president, but all elected officials, to not take us for granted. So in the agenda, she's talking about addressing work, wages, and wealth, to be able to own more than
What's going on,
we own.
D-Rock?
To move from a consumer-driven economy to an ownership-driven economy. One where we actually have a stake in this.
Shout out to D-Rock down in the building. What's going on, player?
Through home ownership, by providing $25,000 worth of down payment assistance. She wants to help more entrepreneurs actually start their business by providing $20,000.
It's not even she wants to help. She needs to help more entrepreneurs. She needs to help entrepreneurs. It smells like shit in here. Shout out to D-Rock then in the building. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Subscribe before you hit the poll. Let's get the support up. Y'all hit the Cash App. Support a player. See, now we're gonna have to start going after siblings, man. We have to start going after siblings now, y'all. I need you and your mama. I need everybody and their mama to subscribe to the channel, hit the Cash App, and support the show. Everybody and their mama. I'm going after y'all siblings now. Get your damn mama to support the show, to subscribe to the show. All of these black men up there pandering. Oh, you said a woman listens? Uh-oh. So some of y'all are saying that Kevin Samuels wouldn't be up there if he was alive. Y'all were saying that he would be going hand with Candace Owens. I don't know. I don't know. Being as you have a lot of people in the manosphere supporting Kamala. I saw you have BGS supporting Kamala. I saw you have who else? Well, there's a couple people around here supporting Kamala. You know? Of age when it was Trump and Hillary. You know, 8 years is a long fucking time. Almost a damn decade. A decade, right? You might lose a girlfriend. Which one of y'all niggas lost a girlfriend saying, yo, I'm fucking with Trump? And your little fake SJW girlfriend thought that she was gonna bully you into voting for Kamala. Them the worst ones. And I keep telling y'all, those manosphere cats, y'all, them the girls that y'all gonna date. The main women, in a lot of cases, even if you out here being a player and just trying to get some pussy, the main women, dudes from the manosphere, are going to date are feminist women. The majority of black men date somewhat moderately feminist women. It just is what it is. And you can date somebody if you politically disagree with them or whatever and stuff like that. As a man, you can do that. You may not want to do that, but as a man, you yield and wield influence. Women are fickle. I've seen women that were Bloods turned into Crips just because she dated a Crip. Shouldn't compromise her integrity. You should still be a Blood. You should still be a Blood, you little stupid ass bitch. But you a Crip now. Okay. Then go right back to Blood. And shit, being that women are going to be the first ones suffering under Kamala's economy, they're not going to like her. You got a lot of smart sisters not voting for her. You got a lot of, white women not voting for her. Kicking the bucket. They're like, look, we'll take that El Gibbet shit on the second come around. And to put Donnie Boy back in there. Acting like we don't know what a presidency under Trump don't look like.
$1,000.
And hold up too. Look at the psychology they try to pull on you. They're telling you at the same time that Trump's presidency was bad and horrible. Meaning that when Trump was in office, it was bad. But at the same time, they're telling you that if you liked Trump's policy and you were seeing more money, and you saw more money and you felt that the world was better under Trump, that was under Obama's reign. So make up your mind. Was Obama's reign good or bad? Because if people likes, you see, y'all are moving the goalposts either way. If people like Trump's economy, that was Obama. If people hated Trump's economy, because they would tell you that Trump's economy was bad when he was in term. So if the Democrats didn't like Trump's term, i.e. they're saying that they hated Obama's term. You get what I'm... Man, these people are confusing. All right, let's go.
Of forgivable loans that do not have to be paid back. We did that for small businesses during the pandemic. She wants to do it to help entrepreneurs start their business. And then when they start it, she wants to provide $50,000 of deductions in the first year of the business, because that's where you need the help the most.
Now, the first 2 years of business is when most businesses tend to fail. Honestly, it should be a bailout or like it should be a bailout or some type of forgiveness program. Because honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth. Yeah, those 2 years of you being in business might be hard, but as a business owner, you need that rough first year or that rough first 2 years, because honestly, them deductions and all kinds of shit is gonna lead you to mismanage your business. It's gonna lead you to mismanage your business. So those deductions aren't necessarily, a safe haven. Especially if you don't want to mismanage your business. Okay? So be very mindful on these deductions and stuff like that. Because if you fuck something up and you're getting all these deductions and people coming in and saving you too much, then you're gonna eventually fail even after you make it past the first 2 years. So you do need to pay attention to those 2 years so you can understand your business. So when you do become wealthy or successful and you get somebody to run it for you, they can't jip you or run no bullshit ass game on you, because you know how your business should be ran. Okay? He said it's always the niggas who's doing wrong first that cry 2 wrongs don't make a right. Hilarious. Absolutely. D-Rock said this wasn't a black man summit. This was a black man summit for Kamala Harris campaign. Yeah, this was like 1,000 Obamas in the room. War Master said can't no broad. And he gonna say it one more time. Can no broad bully me? The vast majority of Western women are feminists. You dig? One master said loans that don't have to be paid back are called welfare. What's going on, Famous Davis? Click clack. What's going on, player? Click clack. Welcome back. UFO Kamikaze said those weak niggas and Kamala herself are terrified of Candace. They don't want that Candace smoke. They don't want that Candace cancer, y'all. They don't want that Candace cancer. Notice the ancestral bullshit. Absolutely. Absolutely. Y'all check out the last show that we did. This is a quick show, but y'all check out the last show that we did with Candace Owens if you really want to get up on what we're talking about. Shout outs to my brother D-Rock Den dropping the huge $5 on the Cash App. Thank you so much. He said big ups DJ Kuda. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, bro, for supporting Player Talk Radio. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the super chat, support the shows. Player Talk Radio, we in the building. Let's get it.
So centering these issues is what she heard. She also heard the need to address health care by establishing a national health equity initiative to tackle sickle cell, prostate cancer, and diabetes, the 3 leading cause of death for black men, disproportionately. And yes, we can invest in solutions to provide better education.
Now, those aren't necessarily the 3 leading causes of death for black men. You know, you got gun violence, which they trivialize that also. You got more black men passing away in the womb. So I wonder what these dudes are gonna say. Let's see how much Queen talk we're gonna hear when they get into the reproduction rights, Roe versus Wade. And honestly, if you look at everything that he named that's killing black men, I hate to be that guy, but a stern diet will get rid of all of that shit. High blood pressure, diabetes. How about a diet?
Taking this
equity in it
through home ownership by providing $25,000 worth of down payment assistance. She wants to help more entrepreneurs actually start their business by providing $20,000 of forgivable loans, loans that do not have to be paid back. We did that for small businesses during the pandemic.
Shout outs to LT Man. LT Man says, I'm sorry, Kuda, but if you give me a loan and I don't have to replay, you said, sign me up regardless if they call me a welfare recipient. Well, that's what they say. I mean, like I said, people will claim that you don't have to pay it back, but guess what? That's the same thing with taxes. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Brittany? Good morning. That's the same thing with taxes, you know? You're going to have to pay it back. They're just going to take it in a different form and in a different way. Okay? So you're going to have to pay all of that shit back. You know? When we got that stimulus check from the Donald man, I'm like, okay, what's the catch? We're going to have to pay it back. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like when you look at the word tax, inflation, you know, is another form of being taxed. You know what I'm saying? That's what inflation is. It's not even a hidden fee. Used to be a time where people were dumb and they had to start hiding shit. But nah, man, that shit is not free. It comes back. You know, it comes back. You know? So I'm learning bookkeeping, right, y'all? And there's a secret book of checks and balances. What do I mean by that? A secret book of checks and balances. Okay, let's say you made $20,000 a year. You probably made $40,000 a year. You know, just in, tips, just in, quality, people giving you stuff, friends spotting you drinks, you didn't have to pay for, some food at a party that you went to and stuff like that, So it's like you get another $20K on top of the $20K that you already make. It's like it just happens, right? like a double kind of thing, so to say, right? I'm giving you an example. So there's always a catch. There's always a extra step that, you know, that's not there. You know, you have to pay back those stimulus checks, and honestly, those stimulus checks and a lot of the stuff that's given to us, you know, by the government and stuff is insinuating that you know how to spend your money, that your money is in good position. They're not insinuating that shit is helping you get up out of debt. You know, it's insinuating that, you know, you know, and that shit is like less than a month's pay for a lot of people. You know. Yeah, there's no such thing as free. You say, yep, here's free money, but your eggs will cost yeah, they get it back. They get all of that shit back. And then the weatherman and the weatherman and the you know, there's a lot of people, the weatherman and the news stations, they're in bed with each other, because the news will tell you, hey, a big storm is coming. And then you hobble your goofy ass down to the store to go stock up and on a you know, and to go stock up on some food, and like your fucking refrigerator, your damn power about to be off. You about to have a fridge full of food that's about to spoil. So they work together, man. You said she does not. Kamala gives no F's about black men, obviously. Right. Right. And that's the thing. Black people sitting around waiting for somebody to give a fuck about them. It's crazy.
She wants to do it to help entrepreneurs start their business, and then when they start it, she wants to provide $50,000 of deductions in the first year of the business, because that's where you need the help the most. So centering these issues is what she heard. She also heard the need to address health care by establishing a national health equity initiative to tackle sickle cell, prostate cancer, and diabetes, the three leading cause of death for black men, disproportionately. And yes, we can invest in...
And all of that could be stopped with a diet. All of that can be stopped with a diet. I lost my godmother to sickle cell. I lost my godmother to sickle cell. Diabetes. That's a diet. You can develop diabetes. And you can treat it good with a proper diet. Blood pressure. Again, diet.
Solutions to provide better education and prevention and treatment to save black lives.
You know what I found interesting about what you just said, in addition to those things, but they were things that were tailor-made for us. They're things for us, by us.
What the fuck are you talking about? Any man can have high blood pressure. Any man can catch sickle cell. Like, we doing too much. Oh, just for me, head ass. We doing too much.
To use an acronym. What part of her plan, Jermaine, do you think will appeal to young people? How do we reach young black men?
Right, UFO.
Aspects of this plan.
I just think we got to get out in front of them and give them more information. Like when he was just saying, I just
LT man.
Get a question in. Why is it being said that we are not voting for this election? I don't know.
But I think it's
because they want a scapegoat. They want to have somebody to blame the election results on, and they're not going to do that by blaming black men. We're not going to be somebody's scapegoat.
But y'all are the ones that's going to